So this is a huge topic, and we mentioned this at the start of the podcast, but we're going to talk about Transworld getting the plug pulled out of it after the new owners came in. It's been really interesting to see people claim this is the death of snowboarding, the death of our culture.
Everything is the death of snowboarding.
Yeah. I've lived through a few deaths, so I'm not too worried about it. What do you think about the whole situation?
I think it was inevitable. I mean, we've been saying this for 3, 4, 5 years now.
Right.
The Transworld was
irrelevant.
Yeah, there was nothing. They never either put the effort or never figured out how to adapt to the changing scene. Like, you didn't get your snowboard culture from the magazines anymore. You got it from social media, and they never figured out how to make that work for them. They never really figured it out.
So 10 years ago, I started Angrysnowboarder.com as a blog, and YoBeat was around, and there was like 60 or so other people doing stuff like that. And I remember the magazines got worried. Like, I remember that. I remember hearing stories about editors telling people that brands shouldn't work with us, and because we could churn out stuff so much faster. Mm-hmm. You know, there was no committee basically to lead anything. It was just, well, fuck it, I'm going to go do this, and we're going to go do it. And I still kind of am like, fuck it, we're going to go do it. And so I remember when they started to shift more to digital, and then the shift from digital was more to video, and you know, they pretty much became a regurgitation mill of same stuff. Snowboard Mag, White Lines, Method, YoBeat. I fell into it for a while there, where everyone was posting the same shit, and it's like it's a constant progression. And you know, social media should be for your quick fixes. It should be for your glimpse at cool shots. It's, you know, you don't need a magazine to go, oh, let's look at these photos. Like, print will have a nostalgia factor, but if you do not adapt or die or try something different, you won't be there. To me, what sticks out as interesting in the story is who bought them.
Yeah.
And that was the National Enquirer, Us Weekly, Men's Journal, and I think they bought them to purposely shutter them and make it look like a loss on a profit and loss statement to make investors happy, because the people that own National Enquirer are in they're in debt. I guess there's some lawsuits with Bezos over there because they're trying to blackmail him over a dick pic, and you know, other people have reported on it. I'll leave some links down below. That shit I don't really care about too much. I just find it interesting that these people bought it. I find it interesting that anyone that had a print subscription. One, I find it interesting that people had print subscriptions. Two, that they're getting Men's Journal in replace of it.
Right. That's super weird that they, instead of just figuring out some sort of other compensation for that subscription that is now defunct, they're just sending another publication in its place. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
And publications, like, print has been dying for years, and it's, you know, if you pay attention to just the workspace of writers and stuff, like, leading up to this, before people got let go at Transworld, you know, you had BuzzFeed, Vice, HuffPost, everything. Writers were getting laid off left and right. Well, that's because the paradigm shift is to video and quicker format and where you're like, personally, I believe if you're not following Gary Vaynerchuk or at least listening to him and what he's saying, you're not being relevant. Like, relevancy is what snowboarding is. It's what's relevant in the current time frame and how to remain relevant. Like, I've adapted numerous times, and the latest adaptation is this podcast, the push on YouTube. I'm starting to use more social media. I want to get back into live streaming. Like, I would love to be able to do a weekly live stream.
Yeah.
And I might try to do one real soon again. I say this like every podcast, but it's just finding the time when I'm not falling asleep on a keyboard or for my mental sanity. But I think, you know, you look at, is our culture really dying? No, it's changing, but there's these dinosaurs that don't want to adapt. Like, just because print worked in the past doesn't mean it keeps working. And just because blogging worked for a while doesn't mean it'll keep working. And now we're in influencer marketing, and, you know, we've Like, you look at the #1 YouTube channel, and that's Snowboard Pro Camp for snowboarding. Mm-hmm. And if you take every other snowboard channel and add them together, you have about the same, if not maybe a little bit more than Snowboard Pro Camp. But then if you look at Transworld and Snowboarder's YouTube presence, it's fucking awful. Yeah. I mean, they have some stuff, but it's gone. Is our culture dead? No. It's cool to see, like, Snowboard Journal is still around, and they're pushing, like, support independent media and stuff. Snowboard Journal, it's a great coffee table magazine. It's not something, but I don't go to that to know what the latest thing is. You know, social media is that. I just bought Curator out of Germany. I just got the first volume of it. I paid $40 for it. It just arrived. I started reading it. It's a coffee table book. It's what it is. Maybe volume 2 will come out, and I'll get that. I want to see, but right now, I haven't dug deep into it. I just started looking at it, and, you know, it's different. It's something different, but, you know, it's funny talking to brands, and they're like, oh, no, there's no good wood now. How are we supposed to promote our brand? I don't know. Send it to a bunch of different people to review. It's the fucking Wild West right now. Yeah. Everyone's kind of freaking out over here because they're like, oh, no, how are we going to promote our brands? Simple. Hit up every single person that does reviews. You should hit up us. You could hit up Goodride. I wouldn't, but you could. TJ over at Board Archive with Snowboard Pro Camp. You could read a shot to Matt Maniaci, David S. Jones, Janice Spiteri, Casey Willex. Any of those people. Use that influence. You don't need to rely on this magazine and publication. Like, if you're smart and you market things differently, you find people that have a community that are building a culture. That's where the culture is. It's in the community. Transworld didn't have a community. They had they had an outlet, and they were telling you this. It wasn't like I remember back in the day when Transworld Online started, and they had their forum, and that was fucking vicious. Whoa. Yeah, it was. And then you got the Burton message board, which became Easy Lounging and all that stuff, and you see like these fragmented sections where there's different forums, like Snowboarding Forum, the Burton or Easy Lounging, and Sierra Snowboards had one, which is now the House, and I've seen it all. Like, at this point, it's who's going to build the best community, who's going to just allow it to thrive and stuff. And I think, like, we're growing in our community here on YouTube and what we're trying to do. I'm going to make it work. Like, I've got a big announcement video I've been working on for a while, and I say this like every podcast. It'll eventually come out when I'm finally fucking happy with it. My OCD, or maybe I just quit working at the liquor store entirely, and then I can...
There you go.
I am close, but my big thing is we'll see if this has any direct impact in the fall. I really don't think it's going to, except in maybe what boards are the cool person boards and the hyped boards. Right. I think we'll see a difference there.
I'm wondering if the difference that we see is a lack of difference, that the cool person boards and those hyped products just remain from the previous year, basically.
Just a carryover?
Just a carryover, because the outlet changed of how you get your product out there, and so all the major brands are just going to push what they pushed last year. They're not going to worry about trying to heavily market anything new because they don't know what outlet to use to do it.
That could be. And like I said, it's the Wild West in certain respects. I mean, I think whomever can figure out to review the most product and build the most honest reputation, answering people's questions, being a little more transparent, will do it. Like, I try to be transparent. And just so everyone knows, if you ask a question to Kevin about anything, I answer it. Yeah. I answer everything. Like,
if you want an actual answer for me, get on my Instagram. Yeah. I answer most, if not all, of the... I don't get a ton, so...
Yeah, no, most of that stuff comes to the Angry Instagram, or it comes through an email, or comments on the website, YouTube, Facebook. I answer all of that. That's me. Like, I don't think people really understand that 98% of Angry is me and 2% is Kevin, pretty much. Like Kevin right here, public figure, podcast, 50% of the show on this. Is he going to edit the podcast? Oh, no, that's me. I got to edit the videos and the audio. That's all me. Yeah. And that's why Angrysnowboarder VIP has just been a huge sponsor for us. It's really allowed us to get better equipment, and started talking to Ben, our filmer guy, about editing stuff and doing that. But I think that's the other thing is like, those magazines chase advertising dollars, and like this is the first year I just said fuck it, I'm over it, I'm not chasing it. Made more money from Angry than I have in the last 10 in this season.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't spend any time. I just, if you buy through an affiliate, we get money. If you watch a YouTube video and there's an ad on it, we get money. If you join Angry Snowboarder VIP, we get money. If you buy merchandise from angrysnowboarderstore.com, we get money. It's all direct to us, and we put it right back into everything. And I think that's where the culture is it's the people that want to keep snowboarding, the ones that didn't move to Southern California to go work at a big publication, the ones that aren't living an hour or 2 hours away from a mountain. Like right over here behind me, right, literally right over here, I've got a view at Peak 8 of Breckenridge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the difference between us is if we wake up and it's a really shitty day and we're like, we're not going snowboarding, what are we out? 10 minutes of travel, 15 minutes of travel?
Yeah.
That's fine. I can work on projects, but, we're not having to make it work. I mean, yeah, we're blessed in that regard, but we also sacrificed. I sacrificed for 10 years to get this. I can remember being told that this would never amount to shit. It wouldn't be here in a few years. It wouldn't do that. By people, that's publication is gone. Just dead, And it hit me the other day when I was driving to A Basin. I was going up to test, what was I riding? What the fuck was I riding that day? Can't even remember. I think I was riding a niche. Yeah, I was riding some niche stuff. Or maybe some Telos. I was just driving up and I was like, well, Goodwood's gone. And started thinking about it. And I was like, holy shit, that kind of puts us in number one slot to take their spot. And I was like, number one. And, like I'm not saying we're the best. We're fucking production quality is shit. I wish I had more time to do
production quality, yeah. But as far as content quality, I'm number one.
Well, I think it's just because we have such a wide variety of stuff we've written, and we have such a depth of knowledge. Like, there are very few people that can dig back 15 years. I mean, I remember when I first did my first review for snowboard.com. Not current version, the old version where it was like MySpace. I signed up, and I was in the forum, and I would do reviews and stuff, and, like, I remember just people being starved for reviews. I used to be starved. Like, the reason I do reviews is because I bought one shitty snowboard that pissed me so fucking much off that I fucking can't stand it. I think I traded that thing for a cheeseburger. Like, my friend Matt Stetz has it. He likes it. It's wall art now, but he liked it. It was a Santa Cruz Panther Ply, which was Robbie Seld's pro model, I believe. It was a 157.4, .4, which was really weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, it wasn't a 5, it was a .4. It was, I don't know, whatever. And that board, I bought it, I fucking rode it, and I hated it. I absolutely fucking hated that thing. Great graphic. Hated that board. And, from that day on, I was like, this isn't right. And I've always just been like, people might not agree with my opinion, but at least I can break it down to why people should buy this, who's it for, what's that, what's overhyped, what's not overhyped, and you see it. And I will answer everyone's questions if I can. Sometimes I don't, because sometimes we don't get the notification that you left a comment. I'm sorry. This is why we need to do live streams. But that's it. But our culture isn't dead. Snowboarding's not dead. Like, the magazine didn't die, and I suddenly just said, fuck it, I'm leaving Breckenridge, and I'm going to move to Southern California and go work in the gay porn industry. No, I didn't. No.
Well, he did say that, but that's for another podcast.
What? There's nothing wrong with gay porn.
Yeah, I'm sure it pays well.
It's not like it used to. The internet's kind of ruined it. Got to get on OnlyFans.com. Whatever. But you look at the current paradigm shift of where things are, and one of my biggest influences for like what we're doing right now on Angry Snowboarder is Philip DeFranco. So I don't know if you know who he is, or anyone out there. He's a news reporter, but he used to be an internet personality. He was like kind of a drama person back in the day for YouTube drama and bullshit. It doesn't matter, but like I like what he's doing now with his property and how he's doing the news. I want to get to that level, and he's the reason I created it as Angrysnowboarder.vip was he had DeFrancoElite.com and it just rerouted to Patreon. That's why I did Angry Snowboarder VIP. I bought the domain name, and that way you guys were like, oh, it's a VIP thing, and doing it as a membership. And Patreon has changed, and is changing. I just got a new email, and I haven't fully read it, but they're trying to go more to a subscription service and how to offer that subscription service. And you better believe I will be right there doing that subscription service, because you members of VIP, especially Sticker Club and Ultra Sticker Club, like the Premier package there, you guys have funded us. Like it's allowed us to go and do more stuff. And we were talking before the podcast that we're gonna be able to. I could quit my job today. I could literally just fucking walk out and not give a shit after 4 years. I could just fucking cash out my paid time off and be like, I'm out, bitches. But I'm being good to them because they need to hire my replacement and I need to train them, and I know how hard it is with housing and everything. But Kevin and I are talking, like, we're close to being able to potentially getting him to quit his day job, and we could just concentrate on this.
Yeah.
And if we can concentrate on this, we can do so much more, you know. I'm not going to lie, we were kind of late to the YouTube thing, but at the time, like, if I had to choose between a camera or paying rent, I had to pay rent. Like, I don't think people understand. There was months that I fed myself on $25 a month. A month. I want you to let that sink in. Like, most people can't even do $25 a week. I was doing $25 a month. I mean, you know, I knew where every free meal was in the county. I knew where the food pantries were. You know, when I blew my knee out and had to go get disabled, I was on food stamps. I'm not ashamed to admit it. It helped me get me back on my feet. It did that. You know, I've looked at every rental assistance program. I did everything I could to get it to this point, and I have no qualms saying how hard of a struggle it was. I can tell you how many times I've been lied to by companies that said they would buy advertising, that we were close to a deal, this, and getting dicked around. I can tell you everything. Like, Kevin was there for it when sink or swim. Like, I mean, you can remember when all I lived on was baked potatoes and mac and cheese. Like,
yep.
You know, like, oh, hey, mac and cheese is on sale, 25 cents a box. I'll just buy $10 worth, and that's what I ate every fucking day. I mean, I can't eat boxed mac and cheese anymore. I refuse to. I literally refuse. Like, you know, and it's that struggle that keeps me hungry. But to take it to the next level, I want to build. I want to show all you snowboarders the internet snowboarding culture that I know. Like, where yeah, I won't ride the chairlift with you, but maybe I will someday. You know,
maybe one day.
Maybe one day. But, you know, it's like I got a comment from some guy, and he was saying how we're super exclusionary and contradictory. He said, yeah, I fucking contradict myself all the time. Fuck, dude, I can eat my own words. I'll tell you when I fucked up at the same time. I'm not saying we're perfect. We're fucking human. We're fatally flawed, but at least we're not owned by some mega conglomerate that doesn't give a fuck about snowboarding. Like,
yeah,
I want to be able to sponsor cool events and, like, be able to, like, host it and have people do this, you know? That's the other thing is, like, 10 years, I never quit and left and came back. I'm not like Stan, who left 4 different times doing news show, hate line, whatever, last resort, you know? And, like, I never left. I just kept doing and trucking on and figuring out what would work and what didn't. And this is where our culture is. If you want to support snowboarding culture, snowboard. Buy equipment. Support the people that support you. Like, be a member on Patreon. If you want to get a subscription to Snowboarder Journal, do it. If you want to buy an issue of Curator, do it. You know, like, do what you need to do to support it. Like, there's so many aspects of snowboarding. I'm just showing you, like, what I know and what it's given me. Like, snowboarding will never owe me anything, ever. Regardless of what it's taken from me, which is a spleen, a kidney, both my knees, my mental sanity, the fact that I now have CTE probably.
Probably.
Yes. I'm going to have Alzheimer's, all that, the crippling arthritis. It's never... I still owe it. My whole life. My whole life is about snowboarding. All my friends, I met them through snowboarding. Everything cool I've ever done is through snowboarding, you know? The fact that snowboarding could allow me to go to Utah, and my whole trip for 5 days cost me less than $400. That's with gas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's fucking amazing, you know? And that's... The culture isn't dead. It's not going anywhere. Like, the magazine being gone, it's a magazine. The people that work there were what made it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't wait to see what Taylor Boyd does next. I hope that he finds an outlet for his voice and his writing style, because he does write really compelling articles. You know, I see Trevor Gerard, that was their ad sales guy. That's Red Gerard's older brother. He's still working in snowboarding. You know, he's still snowboarding. I see him at Copper. It's great. Like, yeah, he might have to work somewhere else, but it's where these people end up that matters. And that's what, you know, the culture of snowboarding is. And fuck it. Maybe you don't like what we're doing. I don't even know why you're listening or watching us on YouTube if you don't like what we're doing. Don't support us. I'm not going to tell you to, but I'm still here. I'm going to keep going. But I got a big announcement coming, and if we can get everything lined up the way I want, we're going to go all in on something huge, and it's going to be big. But until then, swing on over to Angrysnowboarderstore.com and buy some merchandise.
We got shirts, we got hats, we got stickers.
Lots of stickers. But
it's going to be good.
It's going to be really good. You got anything to add to the Transworld thing?
Nah, pretty much covers all of it.
Because the only thing I can add is people keep asking me, what about Pat Bridges? I'm pretty sure he's smoking a cigarette down by a dumpster somewhere. Like, everyone keeps trying to say he's the Jake Phelps of snowboarding. He's not.
No, he's not.
He's not. Like, anyone, like, Jake Phelps was the editor at Thrasher, and he just recently passed. That guy had a big impact on a lot of snowboarders' lives, and I don't think a lot of people know that. Mm-hmm. Had one on mine. I used to read Thrasher religiously. I don't skate much anymore. It's not that I don't like it. It's just my knees are too fucked. But I still, you know, Jake Phelps lives skateboarding. I live snowboarding. Like, if you take snowboarding away from me, I'd probably kill myself. Literally. I think about that often. Because I've been told twice I would never snowboard again. I'm still here. I've also been told I'd never walk again, which was weird. Because I still walk. Fuck them. But that's, you know, the people are what makes snowboarding. And the culture and the community is what you make of it. And it goes back to, like, the intro where I talked about Ian from, I assume if they're Welsh, they're from Wales, right?
Yes?
Maybe. I don't know. Over there in United Kingdom land. But for him to say that our community helped, you know, like, we helped bring him into a community and he's meeting people and stuff like that. That's, you know, to hear that we changed his life. Like, snowboarding changed my life. Like, it was funny. I grew up in a town of like 283 people, and your options were farmer, contractor, Walmart, or you worked in the sucker stick factory. And they make lollipops in the town I'm from. Fuck that place. I fucking hate my town, by the way. And I hate my school. I was told by almost all my teachers that I would never amount to shit, that I would never get into college. I should join the military and go fight in Iraq and die, basically. Or, which, career choice, that's fine if you want to go do that. That's not me. But, you know, they were pretty much telling me that there was nothing for me and I would never amount to shit. And I remember the first time I wrote an article and it got 1,000 views. And then I remember the first time it was at 10,000 views. And stuff like that. And this is the culture. Like, snowboarding was my culture. That was my outlet. I grew up 14 miles from a ski resort called Holiday Valley. And Holiday Valley was my respite and my escape from all these people that basically, it was, you played football, you went to college, you got married, you had kids, you moved back to your hometown, you worked at a bullshit job. Like, the income from where I'm from for, like, two parents working is like $26,000 a year for two people.
Yeah.
That's fucking pathetic. That's not me. I'm not going to settle, and I'm not going to settle with this, and I'm not going to settle for what's going on in snowboarding. Like, I've always tried to just do more, and that's what we're going to do, but I'm rambling at this point. I'm just going to cut it. Like, I fucking went a little too hard. Kev, you got anything else on this one?
Transworld's gone. If you're saying that it's a big loss of our culture, I would have agreed with you 5 years ago, but they haven't done anything to really benefit the culture in the last 5 years. Drastically, so they haven't given anything really important to snowboarding in quite some time. So.
Well, they forgot about a whole generation. Like, as we got older, they just forgot about us, and that's the other thing. That's where Snowboarder Journal.
You want to be nostalgic? You know, I thought honestly the funniest video I've seen so far was Scotty, his little Scotty Lego, his Instagram story montage of like putting some of his Transworld cover shots into a box and burying it in the backyard, and he's like, you know, pulling posters down off of his walls. And it's good stuff.
If you're not following Scotty, you should.
You should. Yeah, he's got this new little vlog thing he's got going on. It's great. Scotty Lego's a fantastic dude. But Yeah, like, they haven't provided anything. And if you want to be nostalgic and remember the good times and like look back at some of your old magazines and you know you got to stack them in your house, that's awesome, cool, great. But to be that sad that they're not going to be here going forward, well, they haven't been here going forward. They haven't been in the industry. They've been regurgitating. They've been putting out, you know, they've just been reposting other people's videos. They've been reposting other people's Instagram parts. Like, that's all that they've been doing the last 5 years.
Shit, my favorite was when I realized they were rewriting articles they'd written 15 years ago. And I was like, oh my God, I've read this before.
Yeah, like,
and I think I have copies of them at my parents' house.
They haven't actually brought anything of genuine value to the industry in a number of years. So we didn't really lose anything at this point. We already lost it.
We lost it years ago.
Yeah,
like,
it's been gone.
It's been a race to the bottom, and I mean now I guess technically now we're at the bottom. And if you're at the bottom, there's only one place to go, and that's up. And I always love how people are like, it was better back then, and everyone looks back on nostalgia with rose-colored glasses, but no one wants to remember the bad times. I'm sorry, it wasn't better when I was 16. I don't like having to fight 50-year-old skier guys in the lift line when I'm 16 or getting spit on by them because I'm on a snowboard. Mm-hmm. I don't miss that anymore. Like, people always ask me why I'm angry. Because of where I fucking grew up and how I grew up. You had to fight for every little piece of anything you had. I don't miss that. I'm stoked more than anything. Like, I might not talk to people, but I'm just stoked that I can put headphones on and get on a chairlift without a fight ensuing because of what's strapped to my foot. You know? And I love the fact that I'm not riding shit-ass product anymore. I don't have to wonder if it's going to be so cold my toe ladders are going to crack.
Yeah, you know how much easier it is to review gear when 90% of what we ride is good? Like, it didn't used to be that way.
You have to try to make a turd these days.
Yeah, it didn't used to be that way. Like, I can usually grab any board from anybody's line, and it's going to be at least good enough.
Fuck, I can have a good day snowboarding on a skate banana.
Yeah.
And I hate that thing.
Yeah, but I can have fun snowboarding on it.
Probably still have a bad day if I rode a Gilson, but
yeah, that's a different story.
But whatever.
Yeah, but like, yep, I think that covers it.
Fuck, we went way off the deep end on this one. We're just gonna fuck it, we're done.